Hey everyone, it's the 11th of May 2020. Edison, say hello.
Okay.
Yeah, we just saw a train, so I'm just going for a little walk into the woods. And basically Edison was walking for a couple of minutes, but he didn't really want to walk anymore. So that's why I'm carrying him.
Okay.
The train? Yeah, should we go this way?
No.
No? What way should we go then?
This way.
Okay, you heard him. So we're going this way instead. So just going to update with him what's going on. So I think it's about 6 weeks of lockdown now. And there was an important announcement last night by the British Prime Minister, Boris Johnson. And he said, well basically the expectation was that the lockdown was going to be loosened quite significantly. That seemed to be what the impression was from leaked documents which had come out a few days ago prior to the bank holiday weekend. And not much was really said, to be perfectly honest. There's a new system of measuring the threat, alert levels 1 to 5. Currently we've been based on alert level 5. And there's going to be new diagnostics, which is basically testing, increased testing. There's going to be new tracking and tracing systems. People are going to be encouraged to download an NHS app, so tell you if you've been close to someone with COVID-19. Yeah, what are you saying, son? Not quite sure what he's saying, but he seems to have been a bit happier now. I picked him up because he wasn't happy before. He didn't want to be walking. Well, it's a nice evening here. So I think a lot of people feel a little bit frustrated by that. And there's a lot of people who think lockdown should continue, others who think it should end now. And one of the opinions I've really got is, look, projections were made a couple of months ago that 500,000 people were going to die. And these projections included social distancing. So we've all done social distancing, we've had this lockdown, and the figures, what, nowhere close, 30,000 around now, which again is a lot of the people, but nowhere near what they expected. And also he doesn't take into account those which already had a condition. So it was basically today I was speaking to someone at work. She knew this person and they went into hospital. A family member went into hospital and had cancer, and only given a few days to live. They had the test, they were given a test while in there, and they were tested negative, so they didn't have COVID-19. We're almost death certificate, it's come up, it says COVID-19. It's incredible. And they kind of suggested to me, they said, it's like there's some kind of financial element in something else being included here, there's something going on. It's very strange. And of course in America, hold up. It's amazing, you're such a heavy boy now to keep swapping hands. It's a birdie down there, a couple of birdies. And of course in America, I think they get something like 11,000 for every patient with COVID-19, $39,000 for every patient they put on a ventilator. So there is certainly a political element, you know, from hospitals thinking, oh, let's get this money, take the money, let's ask no questions. Potentially, in some areas that may be happening, but certainly the incentive in America is something which is definitely happening. Yes, Edison? What can you see?
Huh?
Yeah? What's that? Doggy down there? Yeah? With a birdie? So Edison's speaking's coming along, not quite exactly knowing every single word, but he's certainly he's joining up words together now as well. Everything seems to be big river, big bus at the moment, but we're getting there. Which way should we go, Edison? What way should we go? So we should go back the way we came. So I'm happy to do that. If that's the way you want to go, son. Yeah, we'll go back this way. So that's where we are. Also, one of the things I said significantly is that you can go out exercise unlimited. Before it was for an hour, and also you can meet people from your family in a park, as long as it's one other person, so no more groups, no more than two, and you have to maintain social distancing, so stay 2 meters away. So slight difference. I mean, some people we kind of have been doing that anyway, way to an extent of they've been having their daily exercise and knocking people's doors and talking, you know, from the end of their driveways. I think that's been quite commonplace, certainly the last couple of weeks. People's perceptions change. But going back to these projections and the figures, which was the computer modelling, which I did mention for about a month ago,
Yeah.
have been significantly wrong. And one of the people who had this computer modelling was a guy from Imperial College, Neil Ferguson. Again, I've mentioned him before, and he's actually has been sacked now from his position because apparently he was breaching social distancing by having a married woman come round and visit him at his house. He was having an affair, so because of that he's been said goodbye to. Whether he's still involved, how much I don't know, but certainly publicly he's gone. And it just makes you kind of wonder and worry about what to believe and who to trust, because there's so much censorship on YouTube, on Google, with the searching. Obviously a lot of people are using the same products. A lot's owned by WhatsApp. Instant messaging app is owned by Google, I believe. So Google, WhatsApp, Facebook, all kind of very similar, very connected companies with associations to potentially intelligence services, DARPA, about to say kind of surveillance authorities, connections with CIA, intelligence, certainly in America. So there are those people, or some, who will question things critically and say what's going on, and there is certainly some people here who we go this way, who go a bit far with saying everything is a conspiracy or whatnot, and that's very kind of that's just true. Some do go too far. There's been stuff about 5G and towers have been burnt down, and we go this way, and you can understand why people feel it, because they feel anger and frustration by the situation, and two, you can understand why people wouldn't want false information going out there. But the balance will need to be a balance between what is real and what isn't, what is truthful and what isn't truthful, and at the moment it's very, very one-sided. I think YouTube have changed their policy now to remove. Before it was maybe would have changed their policy, it wouldn't have been so strong, and now it's starting to remove content. You've seen a lot of people's content being removed, and as a result, so the whole channel's been taken down, we've seen as well. Which is questioning whether how much free speech exists. And certainly in the last 6 weeks we've had lockdown, we've had this COVID-19, this whole situation which has happened, and now we are a lot closer to, it's not nice to say, but kind of an authoritarian, totalitarian, lockstep state, surveillance state than we were before. And although we may be coming out of it now, Boris Johnson mentioned that those who don't conform to social distancing, law enforcement authorities will have greater powers to exert higher fines, higher penalties. And whilst potentially we may go from an alert level from 4 down to, I don't know, 3, 2 or 1, there's that potential now where we're all kind of aware of this lockdown. We're all, sorry, excuse me, kind of aware of what it involves and how things work now, so that when there is a situation, perhaps potentially for a second wave, which they talk about, that we may kind of quickly conform to it very quickly. So, in a kind of a social conditioning exercise, we all know what to expect going forward now, and even now it's not, we haven't returned to how things were before, even though the figures and the stats haven't really proven as bad as what they thought they're going to be. I talk about truth and who to believe. I mean the whereabouts of this society, of this disease, sorry, where it's come out from. You see that puddle, you're looking at it? We're not going to go on that though, not today. You like water though, don't you? So I'm not telling you who to believe, you believe who you want. You make your own decisions based on what feels right and the best of information that you have. And at the moment, my only point is really that not all information is being allowed to stay in the public domain to give you that choice. So that's where we are. It's quite nice here, you can see. Basically BMX tracks which we're walking over. We'll try Edison to walk over them, some of them in a minute, the little ones, because that last week he quite enjoyed it. We'll go for a walk in a minute. No. He's quite happy with me, just carrying him. But that's where we are. Who knows what happens next. Lockdown's supposed to be easing, but maybe some of our civil liberties and freedoms and restrictions are gone forever, and in some areas maybe worse than before, maybe even worse than they were a couple of weeks ago. Those kind of changes in policy permit and exclude certain information from going out and other items being removed. It does seem that the world's not going to be the same again now. It seems that some people certainly feel a lot differently about the situation to others. There seems to be an increase in divide between those who possibly are watching all the news, reading all the newspapers, because that's for sure the newspapers aren't certainly helping the situation. There's a lot of fear going on in their publications. A comment I saw a couple of weeks ago was certainly with the introduction of the disease, how it came about, is certainly China and America, they're both lying. Or you both can't believe either of them. Neither of them can be trusted about what's happened and how it was contained, and information or actions and restrictions were denied or destroyed. Still talk about whether it's a bioweapon, you know, so much could come out from this. There could always potentially be war, you know, Donald Trump calling it the Chinese virus. There's so much information about there which is conflicting. So I suppose in short, the birdie is how long is this going to go on for? Certainly a bit longer, maybe the rest of our lives, hopefully not the rest of this boy's life, but it seems to be the most historic event ever at the moment that we're living through. And truth is something which seems to be up for debate sometimes. And look at that, son. What is it? Perfect. Exactly what we wanted to see. He absolutely loves trains at the moment, so getting to see that was a nice little treat. Anyway, Edison, enough talking for now. Too much blabbering on. hopefully things will keep getting better. The weather's going to come, the summer's going to get better, the virus will go away, some normality will resume, but we will see. Anyway, so we'll say goodbye for now. Yes, and we'll say goodbye. Bye bye. Good boy. Give me give you a kiss. Okay, again. Okay, say bye bye. That was train. That's what you were saying, wasn't it? Okay, okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye, train. Okay, good boy. See you all soon. Bye.